For the past month, I have been using Kylie Skin exclusively. I purchased the value set right on the launch date, so I tried every product except for the makeup wipes because it is 2019 and the planet is dying. We do not need to be using single-use disposable makeup wipes. People, come on. I gave myself a bit of time to transition over to the routine as always. So in reality, I've really been using the products for 5 weeks. If you are new to my channel, my skin type will be in the description box down below, as well as links to all of the products mentioned today. Quickly, I am Canadian and I know that if you are too, you are wondering about the deal with shipping and everything like that. So in total, with the conversion and with shipping, I paid $180 Canadian, and then I got hit with a lovely $30 customs fee. If you are Canadian, you are legally obligated to thumbs up this video as a sign of solidarity because y'all know that shit hurts. It hurts. Now, I know if you are already subscribed to me, you are accustomed to seeing me review brands after trying them for 2 months, and I know some of you may be disappointed that I did not choose to use the Kylie Skin products for the full 2 months, and I have a couple reasons behind that, so I quickly wanted to explain my decision. First of all, Kylie Skin is a very basic line for the most part, and I'm not saying that to throw shade. That's not necessarily a bad thing because there are people out there who can just benefit from simple skincare. There is something that has been brought up online that I've been seeing, and that is the fact that on some of the ingredient lists of the products there are preservatives fairly high up on the list, and this basically points to the fact that anything on the ingredient list after this preservative is included in extremely minuscule percentages. People have been noticing that a lot of the ingredients that are listed as key features on KylieSkin.com are very low on the ingredients list. So you're not getting much more out of these products than the ingredients that are making up the product itself, if that makes sense. But you know, aside from maybe the vitamin C serum, we're not dealing with acids or retinols or anything too complex, and I am young. I am 24 years old and I work really hard to maintain my skin, so I like to think my skin cell turnover is still relatively fast. Truthfully, it does not take me 8 weeks to see results with a product. My opinion is usually pretty set in stone by about 4 weeks, and especially when we're dealing with a basic foaming face wash, a basic daily moisturizer, I just did not feel like 2 months was necessary for Kylie Skin. And of course, there are so many other brands I want to try and other brands you guys are requesting, so that did factor into my decision to make this review a little bit shorter. Generally speaking, 1 month is the absolute minimum amount of time you should try out new skincare products to really get the full grasp of how they are going to work for you. Obviously, first impression reviews have been a huge thing with Kylie Skin, but they're just truthfully not going to provide much value or much insight into the products for you. And as we get older, our skin cell turnover process does gradually slow down, so you're going to need to wait even longer to see results with products. But rest assured though, my future skincare reviews will continue to be 2 months. I have no plans to switch as of now. I also feel the need to mention with this review, I have nothing against Kylie Jenner or the Kardashians as a whole. I'm very neutral on them. I am reviewing this skincare line objectively as someone who tests out a lot of skincare products. I am not letting my own personal bias against Kylie influence my thoughts at all. I don't have a personal bias towards her, but I am basically separating the name and the products, and I went into this review with a completely open mind. I am reviewing Kylie Skin the exact same as I would any other skincare line that I test out. Also, I got some messages along the lines of, I wouldn't trust Kylie Jenner to formulate my skincare products, or I think it's dishonest to say that this is what she uses on her skin. Y'all, Kylie Jenner is not out here moonlighting as a chemist. She is not out there whipping up her own brand new formulas. She had a team of people who created this skincare line for her to put her name on and sell. I'm sure she tried prototypes and lab samples and had say in things like how the products feel and how they smell and everything like that, but she is not handpicking every ingredient and creating these products herself. I would like to think that no one is under that impression, but clearly some people are. I also just think it's common sense that Kylie Jenner's skin does not look the way it does solely as a result of using Kylie Skin products. She has top dermatologists, expensive facials and treatments, filler, and do you really think she's exclusively using her $24 moisturizer, or is she using La Mer? I know in one of her promotional videos she did say she's been using the products for 10 months, and she said this is my skincare routine, and I do agree that that is a little bit dishonest, but you just have to be a little bit wise as a consumer. So now that I feel like we have covered the basics, it is time to show some photos of my skin throughout this entire process, as I always do. So here is a photo of my starting point. This was taken literally immediately after I filmed my Sunday Riley review. As you can see on the corner of my mouth, I have a couple of really minor hormonal breakouts. I literally broke out right after I filmed that video. So this next photo is 1 week later, so this is when I had just fully transitioned over to the Kylie Skin routine. I have another hormonal breakout now on the other side of my lip, which was so annoying and so bad. Once again though, not related to the products, just hormonal. Here's my official 1 week photo. You can see my skin is a little bit more red here, but still no major issues. I still think everything was looking pretty good. Week 2, I experienced a couple more breakouts in my mouth area that I was starting to get a little bit concerned about because I was still breaking out. It wasn't just, you know, like PMS breakouts. They were kind of popping up a little bit more and hanging around a little bit longer. And you can also see on my cheeks, I'm starting to get some red bumpiness, which I will touch on later. Here's week 3 and also week 4. Nothing really notable to mention. Everything was pretty normal. Everything balanced out. My breakouts kind of calmed down and my skin has been very clear. The only thing you can't really see in the photos is that I was experiencing some bumpier and rougher texture. Once again, I am going to touch on why that happened. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the individual products. So the first product we're going to take a look at is, of course, the foaming face wash. This product comes in a plastic bottle with a foaming pump. They say it contains kiwi seed oil, which is rich in omega-3, so it's very healing and protective for the skin, and it also promotes elasticity. They also say it contains vitamin C, E, and glycerin, and that it's going to remove dirt, oil, and makeup. Pretty standard. First of all, a little bit of this cleanser goes a very long way. One pump is plenty, believe me. It spreads really well and it's a very soft, frothy foam. It feels quite nice to the touch. When I was using this on my bare skin in the morning or on days I wasn't wearing makeup, I would actually use only about half a pump and I found that did the trick. If I was using it as my second cleanse when I was wearing makeup, then I would use a full pump. So I did appreciate how far the product goes. I think the value is good in that sense. By the way, I do always double cleanse, so while I was using Kylie Skin products, I was using a separate cleansing oil from a different brand on the days that I was wearing makeup. Unfortunately, that is where my pros with this cleanser end. To me, this cleanser is very reminiscent of a hotel bar soap. First of all, upon my very first use, when I started massaging it into my face, I was like, this smells exactly like something I've used in a hotel. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just like a hotel product scent. But it was also in the way it left my skin feeling. This cleanser leaves a fair amount of residue and a kind of coating on the skin. So at first when you use it, you're kind of like, oh, my skin actually feels really soft to the touch. This doesn't feel so bad. But then when you pay attention, there's this kind of underlying tight, stripped feeling that kind of creeps up on you. It's kind of almost as if they kind of tried to create this facade where you're like, oh, my skin feels so soft, it feels so nice, and you don't really notice the kind of negative side effects. My skin type is more combo to oily in my T-zone, so the dryness and the tightness wasn't like unbearable for me. It's obviously not a feeling that I want to experience, but I think if you do have dry skin, of course, it is something that is really going to bother you. But the worst part was probably how it made my skin look. It made my complexion appear so dull and lifeless and almost kind of clouded, and this actually directly correlates to something that I saw online. So I saw on Instagram, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who the original post was from. If you know, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely link their post in the description box. But I saw that someone had pH tested this cleanser, and this cleanser has a higher pH level. It had an alkaline pH level. Now, when you mess with your skin's natural pH balance, and particularly when you're using a product that is too alkaline, your skin can become dull, itchy, flaky, stripped, dehydrated, everything like that. So when I saw that post, I was like, this makes perfect sense. Everything is lining up. This product made my complexion look absolutely flat. And you know, I'm young, I exfoliate, I have a more oily skin type naturally, so I typically have a glow and a bit of light reflection in my skin, but this completely stripped that away, so I really did not like that. Of course, as I continued on applying the toner, serum, moisturizer, etc., it kind of brought that life and glow and hydration back, but that is a huge negative aspect of this cleanser for me. And And the absolute icing on the cake is that after about 3 weeks of using this cleanser, I started reacting to it. And that is actually what you saw in my week 2 photo. Once again, I'm kind of factoring in the first week where I was transitioning over because this is one of the first products I use. So that's why I'm saying 3 weeks. Sorry for any confusion there. But I basically started breaking out in these little red bumps. I would wake up in the morning and my skin would look absolutely fine. Then I would use this cleanser and these kind of red bumps would surface pretty much immediately, especially in my cheek area. Then over the course of the day, those bumps would kind of calm down and be less noticeable. I'd use this cleanser again at night and the exact same thing, those red bumps would surface again and we just kind of repeat the cycle. So it was extremely easy for me to pinpoint this cleanser as the culprit for my reaction, and this is the only product I tried from Kylie Skin that did elicit a reaction in my skin. So of course I did end up switching out this cleanser for another product at the very end, and clearly I would not recommend it. There are better cleansers at the drugstore. The Kylie Skin Walnut Scrub, the most controversial skincare product as of late. I was actually really pleasantly surprised to see so many people online critiquing this product because it is warranted. Now, I did only use this product once just so I could kind of get a feel for it, you know, experience the product, but for the remainder of the month where I was using Kylie Skin, I did sub in a different, more gentle and more skin appropriate physical exfoliant just so I could still get kind of like the most accurate final results using the brand, if that makes sense. I knew I wasn't going to actually use this product, but I wanted to include it in this video to use it as a teachable moment. You have probably heard that this product is going to be bad for your skin due to the inclusion of ground walnut shell. You've probably also heard that the St. Ives Apricot Scrub is going to be bad for your skin due to the same ingredient, but a lot of you probably don't actually know why, so I am going to tell you. In the reviews, I've seen a lot of people do this. They squeeze the product onto their hand and they go, oh, the granules actually look so small, and then they start massaging it into their face and they go, this doesn't feel harsh or abrasive at all. This feels totally fine. It was so much gentler than I was expecting compared to what people have been saying online. Here's the deal. The look and the feel of this product does not matter. What matters is that when you take these ground walnut shell particles and you put them under a microscope, they are jagged and they cause something in your skin called micro tears. They literally damage your skin and they also do not give you an even exfoliation. Your skin might feel absolutely fine after using it. You might actually love how it feels, but it is damaging your skin. Exfoliation is absolutely crucial for your skin health and anti-aging, but finding and using the right forms of exfoliation is so important. I know a lot of people are completely against physical exfoliants as a whole. I am not one of those people. I do prefer chemical and enzymatic exfoliation above all else, but I do have a couple physical scrubs that I absolutely love. It's just all about finding safe products. And in general, we do trust the people that are formulating our skincare to make safe, effective formulas with ingredients that we can count on, but unfortunately that is just not always the case. A lot of the times corners are cut for cost and things like that, so it is important to do your own research. Case in point, back when I worked at Sephora, I used the Ulla Henriksen Walnut Scrub and I absolutely loved it. I think it felt fine on my skin, you know, I didn't feel like it was damaging my skin, but knowing what I know now and having more education on skincare, I would not use it today. Going back to the rough texture I did experience while using Kylie Skin, that was just a result of not getting in my regular chemical exfoliation. The physical exfoliant that I substituted in for this product just wasn't enough for my skin being traditionally acne prone. I really benefit from frequent use of an AHA product, so that is what happened there. I typically rely on that to keep my skin smooth and happy, so it makes sense that when I stopped using those products, I did see some rougher texture. But just in case that was not clear, please do not buy this product, you guys. The third product in my Kylie Skin routine was the Vanilla Milk Toner. Now this product is a perfect example where we see the preservative phenoxyethanol 7th on the ingredients list, and then all of the fruit extracts and oils are listed afterwards. So this toner is essentially just glycerin and squalene, which is honestly all well and good. They're both beneficial, safe ingredients. It's also an alcohol-free formula, so no complaints there. Honestly, when I first read the ingredients of this toner, I thought it sounded a lot more like an essence, especially when I felt it. It's not watery like most standard toners, but I did still use it just on a cotton round, the same I would use any other toner. I don't really think this smells like vanilla to me. I let James smell it when I got it, and he said it smells exactly like sunscreen and the beach. To me, it smells a little bit plasticky, but I might just be smelling the bottle. But all in all, not a bad scent, just definitely not what I was expecting. This toner is fairly cooling and refreshing. It is loaded with emollients, so it does feel very softening on the skin. It worked fine under my makeup. It was also fine to kind of prep my skin for better absorption from the rest of my products. I don't think there is anything wrong with this product. If it appeals to you and you are looking for glycerin and squalene in your routine, then I don't think it will do any harm to try it, but for me it is not a necessity by any means. Next up is the vitamin C serum. Of course, if you know me, then you know this is the product I was most intrigued by, and I was excited to potentially find a more affordable vitamin C. This was the product that I did start using first, so I did give this a solid 5 weeks of testing. Kylie Skin does say that this is simply just going to brighten your skin and improve your overall skin health. First things first, if you do not know the difference between serum and moisturizer and their different functions, I have an entire video on that subject that I will link in the usual places. The amount of reviews I watched on Kylie Skin where people applied the vitamin C serum after their moisturizer physically pained me. So first of all, regarding the price and value, I was disappointed to see that this serum does only contain 20 milliliters or 0.7 fluid ounces. The kind of industry standard for serums is usually 30 milliliters, and then oftentimes serums will also be available in a 50 milliliter size. So typically with this, you are getting about 2/3 of your usual amount of serum at most. The value compared to other popular vitamin C serums isn't that bad if you are looking at the prices in US dollars, but if you are Canadian and you do have to factor in conversion, it's really not that great. I just would have been a lot happier if they had just made this 30 milliliters, but then probably the price would have gone up. So this serum contains tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, which is a very popular form of vitamin C for its ability to penetrate the skin as a result of being fat soluble. Now, if you are not familiar with vitamin C at all, it has a wide variety of benefits. I personally like it for its ability to lighten hyperpigmentation and also brighten the skin, but it also does boost your collagen production, especially when it is a fat soluble form of vitamin C, and it provides additional protection from UV rays and their aging effects. But FYI, that does not mean that this can be used in place of your SPF. Please do not swap out your sunscreen for a vitamin C serum. I do have to give Kylie Skin some props for the packaging of this vitamin C serum and the entire line as a whole, honestly, but this serum is in light protective packaging with a pump. Vitamin C is an active ingredient and it is sensitive to light and air, so that is very important. And in general, all of the packaging is in pumps and tubes. It's all very hygienic and very functional as well. And I'm sorry to be a stereotypical millennial, but I think the pink is cute. Formula wise, this is a light milky serum. It isn't sticky and it is fragrance free, but it does have the telltale smoky vitamin C scent, although it is quite faint, especially in comparison to products like Drunk Elephant C Firmer or the Paula's Choice C15 Booster. I really didn't mind this serum, honestly. I feel like I saw the brightening and skin tone evening effects that I primarily look for in a product like this. I don't think it was as fast acting or as effective as some of my other favorite vitamin C serums, but if you are paying $25 for this, then I honestly really don't think it is bad for the price. I don't think it's a terrible option. There aren't a lot of vitamin C serums at lower price points. I think all of my favorites start at around like $50 and go up from there. So I think if you are looking for a more affordable option, or you're just kind of getting in to vitamin C, you're just kind of dipping your toes in and you don't want to invest a ton of money, then this might actually be a really good option for you. Okay, so I figured if nothing else, Kylie Skin is going to have a great priming moisturizer for under makeup, right? Like, is that not the very least you would expect from this line? This is the face moisturizer. They say that this is formulated with humectants and emollients to hydrate the skin without leaving the skin feeling greasy or oily. There is no SPF in Kylie Skin currently, which is of course a huge drawback because everyone needs to stay protected from UV rays, not only for your health but for your skin aging. I mentioned this in a couple videos recently, but SPF can be a tricky product, especially if you are selling your products internationally, because different countries have different regulations on ingredients and labeling and everything like that. So while a brand like Kylie Skin definitely has the money to sell an SPF and put all the necessary steps into motion, it did not surprise me that they did not have an SPF upon their first initial launch. Still sucks, but I just substituted my favorite facial SPF, which I'll link below. Anyways, it comes in a pump tube. It is a fairly thick moisturizer. I could tell immediately upon touching it for the first time that this had a shea butter base, and when I read the ingredients I was like, yep, I was right. I don't know why, but I was just kind of expecting something a little bit more akin to the Glossier priming moisturizer, so I was a little bit surprised when I did notice it was so thick. It's a little bit difficult to pump out sometimes because of this, but it's not a major issue. I wouldn't even be commenting on this, but I've seen so many people complain about the pump. Honestly, just like squish the product around a little bit and you're going to be absolutely fine. This is fragrance free once again, and I actually quite like the feel of this product. It feels very smoothing and protective, but I also agree that it doesn't have a greasy or oily feel, but it does make my skin feel hydrated. But unfortunately, this is not the best fit for me underneath makeup. I added the moisturizer to my routine last, so I had already been applying my makeup over the toner, the vitamin C serum, and a different moisturizer, and I had no issues at all. And then when I started adding in the moisturizer, I noticed that my makeup was separating throughout the day. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just the combination of all three products, like it's a little bit too heavy under my makeup, and that is what is causing these issues. So for a few days, I skipped the toner and the serum, and I just used the moisturizer, but I still continued to have the same issue. I was just using this to prep my skin, and it was the same thing. This moisturizer was clearly the cause of that separation. I also found that it didn't work well with certain primers. I've been using the Milk Hydro Grip recently, and I found that when I would apply this moisturizer, follow up with that primer, my makeup would kind of just cling to certain areas and it wouldn't apply evenly, which is not at all an issue I have using that primer with other moisturizers. Aside from that one primer though, my makeup goes on really well with this moisturizer, and it looks beautiful initially. It's just the wear that is a problem. But I think that if you do have a more normal to dry skin type and you like a thicker moisturizer, then you're not going to have that problem at all. I actually think this would work quite well for you. I actually quite enjoyed using this at night, and it would probably be my top recommendation from the line. I think if you are just absolutely dying to try something from Kylie Skin, then the face moisturizer is going to be your best and safest bet. And finally, we've got the eye cream. Very thick consistency once again, and it comes in this style of packaging where you have a tube with a little applicator on the end. I wish that if they were going to do this style of packaging, that they would have made this tip either stainless steel or ceramic, so it did at least have a cooling effect, because in my opinion this eye cream is quite hard to spread, so I found I still needed to use my finger to warm up the product and pat it into my skin anyways. I think at least if this was steel or ceramic, I could dot it on with the applicator and actually see some kind of benefit. I just see it as being quite pointless. I didn't feel like there was a reason for me to use the applicator, so I just ended up squeezing it onto my fingers and applying it like normal. Also, there is this weird thing with this packaging where you can pop off the lid, but you can also unscrew it and the entire cap comes off, which makes it feel quite cheap. I mean, it's not a big deal, it doesn't affect the product at all, but I just thought that was kind of weird. This eye cream contains 17 milliliters or 0.57 fluid ounces of product, so you do actually get a little bit of extra product compared to other brands. They say that this contains caffeine, green tea, shea butter again, and jojoba oil. I'm not honing in on the key ingredients much because once again, the order of the ingredients does point to very small percentages. When you squeeze this eye cream out, it has kind of a medium yellow coloring to it, and oddly enough, I have not seen this addressed anywhere on KylieSkin.com or in any of Kylie's promotional videos. My natural assumption is that that color is there to provide kind of a brightening and color correcting effect, because yellow does cancel out purple tones, so like dark circles under the eyes, but I can only go off my assumption that that is the purpose. I do have fair to light skin, so a kind of more medium toned yellow like this really isn't going to do much for me. Definitely more suitable for a medium skin tone if that was the intended effect, but at the same time it didn't make me look like I have jaundice or anything, so I'm pretty neutral on that. One thing I want to address is the inclusion of alcohol in the ingredients of this product, because I saw some concerns over this online. This eye cream contains cetyl alcohol. Cetyl alcohol is a fatty alcohol, so it is considered a safe ingredient for your skin. It is not going to be irritating or damaging like some other alcohols will. It's actually a beneficial ingredient, so just because you see the word alcohol on the ingredients of a product, don't immediately run for the hills. It is important to know the difference, and I was quite disappointed to see some larger channels pointing that out as kind of a flaw or fault of this product. I don't think this eye cream is anything special though. I have an issue with the way it spreads, because I felt like I needed to use more product than usual to get the kind of desired results and coverage that I want from an eye cream. I don't mind a thick eye cream, like if it's something like the Kiehl's Creamy Avocado Eye Treatment or the Shiseido Benefiance Eye Cream. The consistency of this eye cream just isn't quite right. In summary, do I think Kylie Skin is horribly damaging like some people claim it will be? Did it destroy my skin? No. But I also don't think the products deliver any significant benefits, so I personally would not repurchase anything from this line. Aside from the walnut scrub and maybe the pH level and stripping effects of that cleanser, there's nothing in this brand that raises any major red flags for me or points to it being extremely damaging or destructive for your skin. All in all, I think Kylie Skin will open up the world of skincare to people who may have not had an interest in it before or previously weren't doing anything to take care of their skin, so I think that is a positive. I know this sounds incredibly dumb to those of us who are already skincare addicts, but it's good to see skincare gaining more popularity in the online beauty community. Up until recently, there wasn't a ton of mainstream interest or education in skincare on YouTube, so I think at the very least Kylie Skin is kind of helping open those doors a little bit. If it will get someone to start removing their makeup every night or introduce serums and eye creams to someone and spark an interest where they're like, okay, what else can I be doing to take care of my skin? What else is out there on the market? Then I'm not mad about it. So regardless of how you feel about Kylie Jenner, Kylie Skin, at least there is a silver lining there for you. But I think that is where we are going to wrap up today's video, you guys. As always, I hope you have enjoyed and that you found this helpful and informative. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down below, because this is literally what I do on my channel, and you're going to find a whole lot more of this here on my YouTube. And don't forget to go follow me on social media. I'm at SariReanna on Twitter and Instagram. But that is going to be it for today's video. I will talk to you in the next one.